The big joke of Meet the Fockers. That Ben Stiller's character had a last name that sounded a lot like an expletive. Almost netted in an instant our rating, Stiller recalled Thursday on an episode of Hot Ones. When asked, he told host Sean Evans it was true the film's higher-ups had to prove that a, Focker existed in order to persuade the MPA, and now the MPA, to give them a more family-friendly rating that would give the film a larger potential audience. "Oh, I think that is true," the comedian said. "Yes, because it was a PG-13, I think, and they thought it was too close to FR. They have to clear names sometimes. I don't understand how it works legally, honestly, but something like that did happen." Stiller starred in the 2004 film, which was a sequel to the 2000 movie Meet the Parents. In both, as well as in a third installment, 2010's Little Fockers, Stiller portrayed Nurse Greg Focker. The first was about him meeting the parents of his girlfriend, Pam, Terry Polo, before he proposed. Her parents were played by Blythe Danner and Robert De Niro. Hilarity ensued as De Niro's Jack, a former CIA agent, acted ridiculously overprotective of his baby girl. The second movie was about the Burns encountering the Fockers, who were played by Dustin Hoffman and Barbra Streisand. The name led to funny moments such as the one where Hoffman's Bernie Focker argues with Jack about the best way to put a child to bed. While Jack says his family used the Ferber method, Bernie notes that his most certainly didn't. "We used the Focker method," he says. "We hugged and kissed our little prince like there was no tomorrow. We Fockerized him." Stiller told Hot Ones that the ratings board was also an obstacle in his 2001 movie Zoolander, which he directed, co-wrote, produced, and starred. "I also remember having to go to speak to the arbitration board when they wanted to give Zoolander an R rating. The goat orgy thing was something they didn't care for, or they didn't think it was wholesome enough. And it was just so ridiculous. The whole thing was so ridiculous, and I wrote a little speech, and I had to go through it all." For that one, Stiller recalled having to talk about other movies that had come out that had worse things in them. He desperately wanted the filmmakers to win the case, and they did. "It was like it was nerve-wracking because it was so important," Stiller said. "When you have a comedy and you have jokes that work, the last thing you want to do is have to cut them for a rating.